Welcome to the POPOURI videos. Timer started. This is just a bunch of little things that I just want to share with you. Here's a house over here. It's an as-built that I just recently did, and I have a garage, and there's some walls in the garage. So let me go ahead and add some more walls in this garage for the fun of it and see what happens. I'm going to add a wall here, here. Oh God, come on! I want this thing to be fast. Here and here. And now notice what's happened. Look at those walls. They're built off of the floor. And that makes sense, doesn't it? Because I built this, these walls go down to the floor, and this floor is at zero elevation, and the garage is really at -6. And so you have a gap here between the walls and what have you. Now, you can certainly grab these walls and drag them down if you want. That's not the way I like to do it. What I like to do is I like to take these three walls, 1, 2, 3, and copy them, Control C, go down a level, 6 to paste it in place, and now they're there. See that? Now they're there. Now the problem with that is, of course, is I don't want to see these walls in plan view, and this is my foundation plan. Well, so what do? All you simply do is, now if I've made them invisible so they didn't show up, then they wouldn't show up in 3D. So what you do is you simply go over here and layer and put them on a wall's normal NIP, not in plan. And now they're not going to show up there. See? Oh, well, because I have that layer. I have that layer on, of course. So this is my work set. But all I do is just say, not in plan walls, turn them off. And now they're not going to be in plan view. See? But they're here. And that's just one little thing. And that leads me to, here's another one. Suppose you have a, 8 to copy this and move it over here. Suppose I want a footing right down the middle of my garage. Oh. I did it again, didn't I? Oh, there it is right there. See? You could see that thing in the garage. Well, I want the footing, but I don't want the wall. In fact, I want the footing. If I come over here, I want the footing centered on the wall. Foundation center on main layer. I really want that thing centered. Okay, but I still have that curve in there, right? I don't want the curve. Well, this is the Perry method. You select that wall, and you simply make it invisible. Now, this is where you make it invisible because you don't want the wall. You got to understand that stem wall is actually a wall. See, now it's not there, but I still have my footing. See, I have my footing. That's kind of cool. Now, that leads me to my next deal. My next thing right here, and this is a house right here, Shift G, that I've been working on. Here's the foundation plan. Now you'll notice that what happened here is they had a house, and now we're going to have a porch here, and we're going to add over here. This is what we're adding, but they had this garage, and they converted this garage into a room. Is what they did. And then what we want to do is we want to add a porch on the back side here. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to change the footing depth to 16, so it all lines up and is nice and pretty. But actually, what happened was they have a curb right here. This is the curb of the garage. So how did I deal with that on this plan here? Well, I'll show you. I'll show you if I can pull up the garage F6. Ooh, is that right? I don't like that, man. Invisible. Oh, okay. This is what I'm getting at. Right here, wall's invisible. I got to get my foundation work set. Okay, I'm going to get my foundation work set, and I'm going to show you what's going on here. Now this isn't perfect, I get this. But watch this. This is actually an invisible wall right here. The curve is really there. Watch this. This curve will pop back up. Why didn't it pop up? Oh, that's interesting. Not sure if I expected that. I'm not sure if I expected that. Works set invisible walls. Walls invisible. Walls. They're on. Oh, I made this invisible. Well, here's a question for you. Huh. Now, before I had that stem wall there. Let me try something here. Sorry, I don't know what I'm doing half the time. Believe me, I don't. This is, get rid of this. Pull this back like this. I want that stem wall is really, okay, there. It is now there. It is now, this is sort of interesting. It is now there. Now if I pull this, oh, by the way, this garage floor is set at -6, okay, and this is set at -6 too. But now if I pull this over here, let's see what happens. Do I still have the stem wall? Yeah. See, that was interesting. Now I still have the stem wall there. See, I have this. You look over here on the right-hand side. See, I have the stem wall there. But and the new front entry. I'm going to put a new front entry there. I got to get rid of that stem wall. So what did I do is I just went over here and select this wall. Control B to break it here, and break it here. That was weird the way it showed up, and I had to fix it, go backwards to fix it. Now oh, come on, mother. Select this wall, U, and turn it into, make it invisible. Now that the concrete stem's gone. See? And now it's flush, and that's really how it's probably going to be built. They're going to have to cut out that stem wall and do whatever. Huh. That was sort of interesting the way that turned out. Anyway, that's just dealing with slabs and the mono slabs and how you deal with the mono slabs. You know, sometimes you want them. Sometimes, in this case, you wanted the slab, the wall, not the footing. The footing's still going to show up even though it's invisible. But sometimes you want those walls to be invisible, as in this case right here. And in some cases, you don't want the walls to be visible. On this case over here, you just want it to not to show up in plan, because in 3D you want it to show up. So anyway, that's just one thing I wanted to talk about. So get rid of this. Now I want to move on to something else, and this is kind of cool right here. Another as-built I'm working on, and now here, this is a wall right here. See this wall? Now, I did a video on walls, and walls, fences, railings, and all that stuff. They're all essentially the same. You know, if you come up to get rid of this one for a second. I'm going to talk about site walls right now. That's what I'm going to talk about. And this is, I don't do this a lot, but this is sort of the Glenn Woodward method, and this is kind of cool. You got to understand walls are walls, and railings, they're all the same. And when you go up here and you select a wall or a railing, it's really just sort of pre-programmed with some of the options in the data box to turn a wall into a railing and stuff. They're all the same. And so on this, here's a site wall that I added. And what is this site wall? This site wall is actually, what is it? See, I can't wait till they come up with a new UI, user interface, because I always thumb through these things and I never know what I'm doing with it. It's rail style. It's a follow terrain. If it's checked as follow terrain, it's essentially a fence. Watch this. If I uncheck that, it's gonna pop up off the ground, and it's gonna be it's gonna be built to the level of the floor, which is 0. So actually, I just make it a fence. Follow a terrain, which means to turn into a fence, and it does whatever it does, okay? So how did I build this wall? What is this wall anyway? This wall, it's really, see, I thumb through this stuff all the time. It's a railing, and it's built out of panels. And that's the panel between it. And so the railing height, which is this wall between the pilasters or newels, this wall is newels and panels, or a railing, and that railing's right here. And so if I come over to, see, I'm going through this mess again. So follow terrain, it's in panels. Look, I can make it balusters if I want, and then you get balusters. You know, that could be an open wrought iron railing between columns, right? Oh, not very well, is it? Oh, why is that? I love it when I do this. I never know what I'm doing. I just do. Isn't that weird? Include shit, motherfucker, man. timer's already done. I'll do another one. I'll do potpourri number 2 in a second.